Okay. All right. Well, welcome to our Word of the Year webinar. I'm super excited tonight. I'm going to do just a quick little intro because I do have a couple people signed up that don't know me yet. I know everyone, you guys all know me. You're all on our team. But I'll just start out by introducing myself. So I've been a health and fitness coach for about 6 years now. And my favorite thing about being a coach is watching the transformation process. I love watching my challengers and coaches start out like discouraged with their health journey, and then over time with consistency in their choices and small changes in their lives to watch them to create more happiness and freedom in their lives. It's so exciting for me. I'm a huge sucker for before and after pictures, but I've noticed in my experience with coaching that the biggest changes happen internally. And this is where I've developed so much like curiosity and awareness about this transformation that happens within us. So I decided I wanted to have more tools and more resources to help my team and our challengers. So this past year, I got certified as a Quickening Life and Leadership Coach, and we're a values-based organization. And so I'm going to share with you a little bit more about values tonight. And I've fallen in love with this coaching program. And so I've been working on integrating this into every area of my life as a parent, as a health advocate, as a business mentor with our team. And it has been truly life-changing. It's been so incredible. So with that, let's kick things off tonight. Really quick though, like I said, I like things to be really interactive. So I want to just take a second for each of you to share your name and why you decided to join our webinar tonight. So why are you here? And just tap in and share whatever comes to you. So Julie, will you share first?
Yeah, I'm Julie, and I've never done the Word of the Year thing before, but I've decided to take on a new goal for myself to commit to something for 3 years and really be present for it. And so I decided that since I was creating these new goals, I really needed to have that focus of this word or this value. So I'm really excited to pick something to focus on and help drive me.
Yeah, cool. I love that. I'm really excited to see what you discover this year. Regina, you want to go next?
Yes, my name is Regina, and I'm here because I love Kirsty and I love to hear her talk. I'm just kidding.
I almost spit my water out.
I saw that. No, but serious. When you posted towards the end of last week that you were working on your Word of the Year, and if anybody has been thinking about what they want to focus on this year, I'm like, I've never done that. That sounds kind of interesting. I want to try to focus in one section of my life and try to thrive in it. And if I pick one thing and not like a million things, New Year's resolutions, and you have 30 things that you want to do and then you don't do any of it. So maybe if I pick one thing, maybe I'll actually accomplish it. So that's why I'm here, to see where I can thrive this year.
Oh, I love that. Did you already choose your word? Is your word thrive? Because you said that 3 times.
3 times, right? I think
it might be.
It might be.
Let's figure that out. That'll be a fun discovery. Okay, who wants to go next? Just introduce yourself a little bit and share why you're here. Oh, we have Tracy and Rhonda too. Hi, ladies.
Hey, I went ahead and unmuted myself. My name's Lisa. Let me see. Can I do a video here? Yay! I'm in my room. Got my headphones on.
I love it.
I got my baby. I'm trying to put him to sleep. So my name's Lisa, and this is Legend. And we just want to go ahead and fill our life with more abundance in every area. And I just really have been working on mindset and doing a lot of great things with that. So we're really excited to, try to expand ourselves in different areas. But I really like what you gave us with the workbook, with outcomes and then, the areas in life. So I'm really looking forward to digging deep and working on that.
Yay. Awesome. It'll be fun to go through that.
All right.
I get to see your face too. I'm glad that you put it on camera.
I know, even though I look like such a dork. I'm all,
hey. Awesome.
I need to have my spectacles on, my study glasses. So I'm looking forward to listening to all you ladies.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to go next?
Who's?
Rhonda.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
All right, so share with us for a second why you're on tonight, what you're excited about.
Well, I've already figured out what word I want just because of how this past year has gone. And so but I really want to figure out how to incorporate it and like stick to it because it's obviously something I really need in my life. So that's why I'm on. And besides, Kirsty, you're always a good motivator. So.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad. It's been a while since we've been on Zoom together.
Yeah.
So good to see you.
You too.
Thanks.
I'm headed your direction. We're going down to Disneyland tomorrow.
Oh, yay. Oh, fun. Oh,
Yeah.
have a blast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I'm glad. All right. Does anyone want to share? Just introduce yourself and share why you're on. Tracy.
Hi, I'm Tracy. I'm calling in from my bed and listening to my daughter scream on the monitor.
Oh no.
I'm from Toronto, Canada, so it's like
Great.
11:30 here. And I joined in because I thought what you posted on the Passion Planner site on Facebook was really motivating. And I'm a new mom and recently back to work, so it's kind of hard to juggle all of that work life mom balance. So I really want to try and figure out what that word of the year is and try and stick to it and use it to help with my relationship with my husband and my daughter and just grow myself along with my job. And I'm recently doing sort of a Norwex business on the side, so just trying to help to motivate me to do that as well.
Yay. Awesome. I'm so glad. It's nice to meet you.
Thanks. Nice to meet everybody.
A couple on tonight that I haven't even met yet, which is really cool. Glad you're on, Tracy, even though it's almost midnight.
That's okay. Like I said, I'm calling from my bed, so it's not so
yeah.
bad.
Good. All right. Okay, well, I think we'll go ahead and get started. For those of you who didn't share, if you want to, you can chat in the type in the chat box anything that you'd like to share with us if you're not able to use your speaker. So let me just share with you a little bit about the word of the year. I started doing this maybe about 3 years ago, and my first word was joy. And for me, it was just all encompassing in every area of my life. I wanted to experience more joy. And with that intention, I was really able to. And I noticed that when I set the intention to be happier and to find more joy, I found it in the craziest places. The next year was integration, and it was being able to apply these different techniques and strategies that I was learning, a lot of the feminine habits mixed with the masculine business, things that we learn. Integrating those two worlds together just opened up a whole new world for me. It was really, really incredible. And then this past year, it was celebration. And my mom is my biggest, just such a great example about celebration. We got blowout tires on one trip that we had. It was like a 8-hour trip away. We were going to Lake Powell. We were not even 2 hours away, and we had a tire blowout. And my dad's all stressed and panicking. And my mom was like, we are so blessed that we get a flat tire and this huge, I forget what it's called, shoulder. We have this huge shoulder that we can pull over on, and we're safe, and everyone's okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, what a great example of celebrating even a flat tire. And so I wanted to celebrate all year long. And so that's what I did this past year. And we had so many amazing things to celebrate this past year. And like I said, even the things that you would normally not want to celebrate, we found the victories in those things. So it was really, really incredible. And I found that what we do anywhere is what we do everywhere. So if we have the intention of one certain word or a value in one area of our life, we get to experience it in lots of different ways. And everyone around us gets to experience that as well. So it really is a miracle. It's really awesome.
Hey, Kirsty, do you mind sharing that quote again? What we do anywhere, we do everywhere?
What we do anywhere is what we do everywhere. And that's
okay, so we do everywhere? Cool.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep. And you'll start to notice that as you apply your one word into different areas of your life, is that you'll notice you have similar habits and tendencies everywhere. And so it'll be fun to just kind of discover that as you apply that quote and see how it applies to your life. Okay, so I asked each of you to bring 3 outcomes to the call tonight. And after I sent out the workbook, I had a few people message me right away and ask, what is an outcome? And I thought, oh, how funny, I didn't even explain that. I didn't even think to explain that. So an outcome is really similar to a goal, but what's different about an outcome is that it's really specific, it's measurable, and it's usually a result that would happen from the goal. So a lot of times the goals that we set are really vague. So it might be like, get healthier, whereas an outcome would be lose 10 pounds or fit into my pre-pregnancy pants or something like that. So do you see the difference between a goal is really vague, it's big, it's not always measurable, and an outcome is something that you can actually like check a box off that you've completed that. And when we set outcomes that are smaller and we celebrate these small wins, we're actually helping ourselves to see that we are successful, that we can keep our goals. I don't know about you, but so many times we set those New Year's resolutions in January, and by March we are back in our old habits and we've forgotten even what we committed to in January, and we might be so behind that we just give up. So I found that setting outcomes helps us to really have that success and those victories along the way. So does anyone have any questions about that before we move on, or does anyone need support in creating their 3 outcomes? Okay, sounds good. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go through with one person. Julie, would you mind being our example tonight?
No, it's fine.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm just like refining mine.
Oh, are you? Oh, good. Well, we can totally do that together. And you might notice that, you have an outcome, and after hearing what I, shared about making it measurable and specific, that you want to make it more refined. So that's totally, that's great actually for you to show how we do that together. And I'm sure a lot of people will learn from that too. So if that's okay with you, I think that would be awesome.
But yeah, mine were like not as defined. I wasn't sure what an outcome was, but I had an idea, but mine weren't as defined. So I was like editing.
Okay.
Which was helpful.
Great. Okay. That sounds good. So share with us what your first outcome is right now. And then if I see that we need to tighten it up a bit, then we can do that together.
So my first one has to do with healthy eating, which I had not put something very specific. So I've specified that I'm just about to get a new nutrition program. That's just amazing. And so I'm going to, I'm going to go through this program, To Be Mindset, to help with my personal eating, to become more aware and help with healthy eating.
Perfect. That sounds great. So complete To Be Mindset program would be a good outcome. You can cross that off. And within that program, there's, videos that you'll watch that you'll do as you can, and you'll go throughout the program along that way. So complete To Be Mindset program.
Yeah.
Okay, so does everyone have their first outcome written down and ready? Okay, so what you're going to do next is go to the values list and choose a word that if you were able to experience completing this outcome. So Julie, I want you to kind of like really just visualize this for a second. You have completed To Be Mindset. You've learned all the different things that you can from this program. You have the results that you want to receive. What would you be experiencing that you're not already experiencing in your life as far as nutrition goes?
I feel like it would be kind of a mix of awareness, and I can't think of what the other half of it is like. I'm like looking at this as kind of, I don't know, like a self-understanding, like of knowing what is good for me. Does that make sense?
That's awesome. So understanding, do you think understanding would?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think so. Just like centered around wellness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm like, let's pick 5 words.
I know. And then it gets so hard because now we have to narrow it down to one. But, if there are two that really give you that zing, then go ahead and keep two of them. If you
I think
look
you
at,
should go through the other outcomes. Sometimes you find that they overlap and you can
Yeah.
find one that
yeah, that is
out.
what happens. And that's awesome. Okay, so I actually just had the idea to go through someone else's one. So we'll do your one, and then who would like to go through one of their outcomes together, and we'll do your second outcome. Regina or Lisa, Rhonda?
Well, what I put down as one of my outcomes was to read the New Testament front to back.
Love that. That's awesome. Okay, so read the New Testament front to back. That's definitely something that you can check off. That's also something that you can easily chunk down into smaller goals each week. So that's great. Okay, so write that down as your second outcome, and then look at the values list. What would you
Okay.
experience if you were able to complete that?
Well, what I'm looking for, so what I hope I would achieve is enlightenment
Love that.
and greater spirituality.
That's awesome. Put that down. That feels really, really good. Now, here's the thing with the values, you guys. I really want to make sure that you know this. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. With the values, there's always something to be discovered with them. So don't think like that there is a right word you have to say or anything. It's just the magic behind what it is that you want. And really what the values do for us is help us to uncover the internal motivation that we have. So Rhonda has this internal desire to receive and experience more enlightenment. And so she knows that by reading the New Testament, that's something that can help her to experience that.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, great. Okay, who wants to go through their third outcome?
I don't have a third outcome.
Oh, well then let's do that together.
I don't know what to write.
Okay, so what areas are your first two categories in?
I guess discovery. I was trying to like this. How can I explain this? Like rediscover myself. Try to see where I've been reading this. Well, I kind of just read the first chapter of Girl Wash Your Face.
Oh, I love that book.
Yeah, and then I'm like, and then it's like rediscovering myself. Like who am I? How am I? How do people see me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like outcome number one, like rediscovering myself and me, because I'm having like, I had such a not so great of a luck in 2018. I helped, quite a few people and talked to a lot of people about, their fitness goals, but for some reason I don't attract new people. So I want to know why.
Okay. Okay. So does that feel like that's part of your rediscovering self, that as you do that, you'll be attracting people to you that you're meant to be around? Okay.
So
awesome.
That would be like my number one. And then my number two, it's like learning. I don't know who or how many of you guys in this group are LDS, but with this new program that the church, Come Follow Me 2019, I need to learn more to be able to teach my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to learn and understand the book before we talk about it. So learning experiences.
Okay.
So that's my number two. And
okay. So that's kind of like a spiritual, kind of like Rhonda was saying, and a learning. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are you?
I think for number three.
For your third. So what about like a physical health goal or a business goal? Here's the other thing you can do, you guys, if you're stuck on picking your third category. The last page of the workbook shows different areas of your life that we're going to be applying your value, your word of the year to. So there's in my home, with my family and friends. So that's kind of like you were saying, your social life, attracting new friends, through gospel and spirituality, for fun. Like you could just pick a category that you want to have more fun, maybe date nights with your husband or girls nights in your body. So that would be a physical goal, through personal development, business, or finances. So those are just some ideas if you're needing help picking that third category.
I will probably have to be with finances.
Okay.
I saw one of your little bubbles. Be mindful on your spending.
Oh yeah. Target.
So I can't go to Target. I need to stop going to Target. I need to be more mindful about that. So probably I need to be more mindful on my spending for my number 3.
Okay. Is there a certain goal that you would have at the end of the year, like as far as paying off debt or establishing a budget? Or, I mean, spending less would be one of those like really less specific, unmeasurable goal. So you could narrow it down to like follow a specific budget or even just creating a budget.
I have a really good tip, maybe just allocating $25, $50, you know, for if you, because I'm not like a big shopper or spender, but then sometimes I find myself, well, if I need something for my boys, I'll just go all out, you know, and get what I need. But instead, I'll stick to a budget, okay, $25 for each boy or something. Then that makes me say, okay, well, I need this and this for Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever. Now we're good. But, you know, you need those little things sometimes. And then you can get carried away. So I don't know if that helps, Regina, but maybe like getting envelopes. And then you just put actual physical cash when you know, get your check or when you get your money, you put it in there. So then when you go, you can spend it that way, or, you know, just mentally giving yourself a budget. And then if you're using a credit card, then that way you don't go over. But because I'm all for credit cards if you can make them work for you, you know.
Yeah, but they don't. I can't make them work for me, so I don't have any currently.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can totally make them work for you. And then there's also turning your debit card into a, you know, cashback credit card type thing. So you know what I mean? You got to make things work for you. So just kind of change your mindset a little bit too, and shifting those little things. I know I'm getting a little bit on a tangent, so that way you stick to your budget though.
I think those are great ideas.
Yeah.
Lisa, do any of those like ring a chord for you or sound like something that you'd like to?
I have tried to do that envelope thing. You know, I think it's through Dave Ramsey, and Amy Turner actually recommended for me to do that. I'm like, I'm gonna borrow from this envelope to that envelope, and I'll put it back later. It didn't really work.
But I think also, like you said, being mindful, and so having that awareness or a pre-amount set ahead of time, and just being mindful of what you are spending, what you want to spend, and what you are spending, and even just the act of comparing the two. Like, I wanted to spend $25, but I spent $45, and look at why. Were you stressed while you were shopping? Did you see things that you wanted to have later, and so maybe you'll have to spend $10 less, you know, the next month because you stocked up on clothes ahead of time. So just being aware of what you're spending and what you meant to spend, compare the two numbers, kind of gives you that some clues as to what's going on.
True.
Okay, so maybe just be aware of your finances. Let's see how we can make this more measurable. Is even like monthly, create a budget monthly, and then see what happens with that.
Yeah.
That sound good?
Yes. I'm gonna try.
And then flip to your value sheet and choose a word. So what would you experience if you were able to just really be on top of your finances? You set a budget, you were sticking to it, you were learning things. Oh, peace. I love that.
I don't know if it's in the list, but
it is. Or peacefulness, but yeah, I know peacefulness is under harmony. Isn't that interesting? Harmony is a lot around like balance and structure, but really in a feminine way. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Peace is a big one for me. Peace always comes up. Okay, cool. So does everyone have their first 3 values that they've chosen connecting to their outcomes? Does anybody need help in choosing one? Just going to give you guys just a minute to stop me. Let me know if you need to pause and receive some support right now.
I need a little help in how to word this so that it makes sense.
Okay.
So one of the things so I want more balance in my relationships with watching my grandkids, with having, sometimes I feel used. So I don't want to feel that. So I'm trying to figure out how to create a shift so that I still want my grandkids and I still love them, but I need more autonomy for me, like so that I'm taking care of me a little more.
Okay, I love that.
I don't have to work it.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. So in the coaching course, one of the things that we do is we take all the don't wants and we flip them to do wants. So one thing that you said is you don't want to feel used. So if you are not feeling used, what would you be feeling? What do you
appreciated?
Okay.
I want to feel appreciated.
Yeah, I love that. See, do you guys see that shift? Like it went from something that she didn't want to happen that maybe she was even attracting more of that by saying, I don't want to feel used. I don't want to feel used. And when we flip that over to I want to feel appreciated, like that can be the shift right there, is to go into every situation with appreciation. And that actually is a value. So, and that might mean that one day, you know, when you have an opportunity to watch your grandkids, you can say, you know what, today is a day I need to really focus on me. And then everyone gets to experience appreciation in that way. Then maybe you come up with a solution for tomorrow or next week. So let's look in the appreciation realm. I know there's a few right there. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Like under acceptance, receiving, recognition.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do any of those?
None of them are like jumping out at me.
Okay.
I guess what actually jumps out at me more is kind of kind of tranquility or harmony. Balance is what I really want. A balance between saying yes and saying no, and feeling the appreciation that they understand that I am giving up my time and stuff, and that they appreciate it as well. So
yeah, I love that. Well, I think harmony would be good. Recognition, caring, compassion. Like I see so many of them that could apply, but really choose something that does, you know, do that like feel good thing, because that does make a difference.
Okay.
So the outcome, going back for a second, the outcome could be just creating more balance within your family and yourself.
Yes.
And that is one that's kind of more vague. It's kind of more encompassing, but it's okay when you have outcomes like that, because you'll find different ways to experience them with different strategies over time. That's something that we can work on together.
Okay.
Okay, so did you choose the value under that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you pick?
I think I would experience serenity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So anyone else need help narrowing down their outcome or choosing one of their values? Okay. Then the next thing you're going to do is fill in the blank. For my intention for 2019 is to create. And there you're going to fill in the blanks with those 3 values that you've chosen. So the ones we did together were awareness and understanding. So Julie, if you can narrow it down to one of those, try to do that. Pick one. If you have 4, that's okay too. The reason why we narrow it down to 3 is because it's easy to remember them. That's really why. So if you do awareness and understanding, enlightenment, and serenity. So you'll just put those were the examples we went through together, but you put your top 3, your 3 values in there. And I want you to notice that the last part of this intention is for everyone involved. And I love this because, like we talked about with Rhonda, when she brings serenity into the conversations with her family, everyone gets to experience that. And it's not tense and it's not uptight and it's not, you know, you get to bring this value to everyone that you come in contact with. And it really does become a blessing for everyone involved. So fill in your blanks there. And this is your intention for 2019. And from that intention, I want you to think about if you experienced all three of those things, what word would you choose? And if you've come on this call and you've already chosen a word, just ask yourself, does this still apply? Does this still feel relevant? Does this still give me a zing? And if the answer is yes, put down that word that you came on the call with. But if you came on the call and you didn't have a word yet and you get down to these three values as your intention, this is going to help you to choose your word for 2019. So go back to that values list and look at those words, and it doesn't have to be one of these words. These are just suggestions. A lot of times my clients find another word that's not on the list and they're like, but this is it. And I'm like, go with it. If it gives you that amazing feeling and helps you to be motivated, choose that word.
So we want to pick the word that we would feel if we accomplish our outcomes.
Right. So
okay?
I'm going to word that a little bit differently for you.
Okay.
So I want you to choose the word that you would experience
Mhm.
as you experience those other three values. So we're actually taking away the outcomes for a minute and we're moving into the values, because
Okay.
our outcomes are just one strategy to experience these values. So what we've uncovered is that these values are so important to us. And Rhonda might notice that she's able to experience serenity in a lot of different ways.
Mhm.
By, taking a candlelit bath on her own, or getting a pedicure, getting a massage, spending some one-on-one time with her husband, having quality time with her kids and her grandkids. So think outside of the box, think
Yeah.
outside of the outcome, and really look at these values.
If you are experiencing these values,
Mm-hmm.
how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And what would you experience with?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I kind of like at the when I introduced myself and I said, and then the word thrive, and then you mentioned that without even realizing that you mentioned that I said it many times.
Yeah.
And I kind of do like that word, but I don't know if it goes with what I've written.
Remember, there's no right or wrong. So in looking at those three areas that you've dedicated, discovering yourself, your spirituality, and your finances, thrive totally applies to all
Totally
of those
fits.
areas, don't you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that totally works.
So thrive would be my word.
Yeah. How does
Do
that
like
feel
that.
to you?
Exciting.
Good. Okay, cool. And you know that that would be a great choice for you. Like, remember, there's no right or wrong. There's not like a pass or fail here. Any word you really can work for you. But by narrowing these down and figuring out the values underneath, it really helps point in the direction of where you want to go. Okay, does anyone need more time choosing their word? Because the next thing we're going to go is dive deeper into our word of the year. Okay, I think we're ready to move on then. All right, so grab your last page of the worksheet, of the workbook, and I'm going to show you mine really quickly. I think you guys all saw it in at least one of my posts, but I'm going to just show you mine. Pull it up to the camera. So my word is expansion. And this year we get to add on to our house. We have a tiny house in Southern California, 1 bathroom for 5 people. And we are adding on a dining room and a master bedroom and bathroom. And so the word expansion to me is like, I get to physically expand our home, but I want to expand my business. I want to expand my spirituality and learning. And so it just feels so good to me. So what I did was, in the center, you're going to write your values. So do you see the cloud bubble that says, how can I experience blank in 2019? That's where you'll put your value, your word of the year. And then all of the outside bubbles are ways for you to brainstorm other strategies on how you can experience that in your home and with your friends and family and through gospel and spirituality. And I already kind of explained all of these, but just take a minute. We're going to really use this time to be productive. So take a minute and start jotting down some notes on how you can experience the word that you've chosen in all these different areas.
So in the middle right here, we're going to write our word.
Your new word. Yep. Yep. And then in each other cloud is the different areas that you're going to like get really specific. This is how we really fine tune our outcomes as well. And it can be like just one word. So under my home, I have declutter, organize garage, finalize loan, addition plans, begin renovation, redo our backyard. So these are just little things that I know I can focus on throughout the year. They don't have to have a date next to them or anything super specific. It's just kind of brainstorming so that you know what directions you want to go in. I'm gonna give you guys like 5 minutes to work on filling this out, and then at any time if you need some support, then reach out and we can talk through it.
Sorry, Christy, I'm gonna have to go. I have a baby who's teething.
Okay, good luck with her. She's so cute.
You say hi, baby?
Oh,
Bye, Mama. Hope you feel better.
bye, Tracy. Thanks so much for getting on. Reach out if you need any help in finishing this, okay?
I'll touch base with you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Bye, Tracy.
May I ask a question, Kirsten?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I really like the word abundance for my word for this year. It really fits because my 3 intention words were success, balance, and personal growth slash knowledge. I want to read a book a month.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
awesome.
yeah, and so because then that way I kind of get a little me time too. Every day, maybe 10 minutes, 30 minutes. And then so I like abundance, but I also thought that stability or impact kind of came out of that, and I don't know how. I'm like, so I feel like abundance kind of encompasses that.
Totally does. And that's another clue that you have your word, that if you can find other things that you would experience within that realm, then I mean, it's all going to connect and go together. And what I've been doing from going through the course is we have 3 outcomes each week and 3 different values each week that you get to play around with.
Oh,
So
cool.
even if your word is abundance, you can grab those other words. I can't remember the ones that you just said. What were some of them?
Stability and impact.
Stability and impact. So those are ones that you can say, you know, you want to make an impact. Maybe you're going to do a live video this week and talk about something that you read that like really made an impact on you, and you want to make an impact on other people. So having other value words, you can write them around the bubbles or do whatever you want so that you can experience all these things that are just really speaking to you that you really want to.
Okay. Because I didn't know if I was getting a little too off topic, and
no, I really don't think so. I think these words are coming to you because there are other things that you want to experience. So write them down, and we'll think of other ways that you can apply them.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, I'm going to give you guys one last minute and then we'll do our closing activity.
Kirsty, I have a question.
Yeah.
So initially my word was balance, but I've changed it to harmony after doing this exercise. So that's what I want to experience.
Okay.
Harmony this year. But I'm just trying to figure out how that works in the fun category?
Ooh.
What would that look like?
So think about how you like to have fun. Who are the people that
Mhm.
you enjoy having fun with? Do you think that adding more date nights was one idea that I was thinking? Or what are some things that you like to do for fun?
Well, let's see. Love to go out to dinner. Actually, this is kind of off the wall, but I love to explore national parks.
Ooh.
So I actually do have a goal this year to go with Hannah on a little national park tour this coming summer.
I
Let
love
me know
that.
when you go to Glacier.
Yeah, you'll be right by.
What's that?
Let me know when you go to Glacier.
Yeah, that's one of the ones. Yeah, that's one of the ones. So we're gonna hit Southern California, Arizona, part of Utah, Colorado, up to Glacier, and then over to Washington and back down. So like a big circle.
Oh, how. See, I was gonna say, oh, how fun. That totally fits the fun category. And there's not a travel. There really should be a whole bubble on travel, but put that in your fun category. So think about the things that you enjoy that are fun for you and add more of that. And remember, harmony and balance is maybe removing certain things that don't help you experience fun that you do anyway, and just tipping the scale a little bit more so that you are experiencing more fun as you're working on creating more harmony.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm glad we were able to fit that in because I think that's going to be important.
How does my Thrive fit in fun?
Oh man. What are I'm going to ask you the same question. What are some of the
I
things
always
that
have
you like
fun
to do?
everywhere I go.
You are always having fun. I don't think you have to work to have fun. You wild child.
Totally. I don't know what to write for in the bubble for fun.
So what are the things that you do for fun? So
I like to eat.
Okay.
For fun.
Doing some fun creative things with cooking and meal prepping, and think outside of the box with setting the table, finger foods, have the kids involved in cooking, that sort of thing. That would be fun. Turn on music while you cook.
I do that because I like to dance.
That's adding more fun. Does anyone else have other ideas for her with fun and thrive?
Right.
What about
fun bubble's empty?
Playing games with your kids more often? That's helping your whole family really thrive.
You could think of things that are really fun for you that you don't always let yourself do. That would really help you, just to thrive, just within yourself. Things that maybe you think, oh, I can't do that, or oh, I can't, I don't have time, but that you really enjoy.
I love that you said that. I think it's so funny. Here we are, grown women. Most of us are moms, and we're trying to brainstorm on how we can have more fun. Because we're just so set in our routine and the shoulds and what we need to do, and we all should be thinking of how we can have more fun. I mean, really, that's what helps to create more memories.
Yeah.
I love that. It was such a fun conversation. All right. Anyone else? Any last minute questions or support needed? We're almost out of time. Okay, is everyone good? All right. So the last thing I want us to do, and it's totally okay if you haven't finished that worksheet yet, it can be a work in progress. Really go the next few days with an open mind with your word of the year. And I think that things are going to pop into your brain over the next few days. So have this sheet handy and keep adding things to it over the next few days. I think just by setting the intention of the values you've chosen tonight and your word of the year, you're going to continue to get inspiration and ideas and thoughts. So keep it handy, keep adding to it. But what I would love for us to do is grab a sheet of paper, and it can be one of the back of one of the worksheets that we did tonight, and write your word as big and bold as you can. And we're going to do like a big group selfie with our words. You can decorate it a little bit too if you want. Okay, and I'm gonna get my full screen. I can see everybody now. We lost some friends. Hopefully they can finish. Watch the recording later. So when you have it handy, hold it up, and I'll do a screenshot of all of us, and then I will flip. How is yours not backwards, but mine is, Julie?
Mine looks backwards to me.
Oh, it does? How funny.
Yeah.
Mine is backwards.
So on my screen, mine is the only one that's backwards, and everyone else's is right way. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so hold them up and smile. I'm going to do a screenshot. Okay, cool. We are just going to inspire the world tonight.
Yeah.
I love this. Okay, so I have some notes in closing. Let me grab them so I don't forget to tell you guys anything that I wanted to say. Okay, so what we're going to do now, so just like, you know, what I talked about at the beginning, a lot of times we set these goals and then we kind of run out of momentum or steam, or we get discouraged, or we're not finding that balance or that harmony that we really want to. So we are going to create an awareness practice from now until the next time we meet. And next time, so in 2 weeks, what I'm going to do is we're going to do a vision board party. So we're going to take everything that we've created tonight, and remember all those thoughts that you continue to have over the next few weeks, jot them down. We're going to create vision boards. This one's mine from last year. We're going to just take magazine clippings and pictures. You can print pictures off, or you can even do them digitally. But we'll create vision boards next time. So now until next time we meet, your awareness practice is to think about the choices that you're making. Are you falling into your old habits, or are you remembering those values that you created today? And are you applying your word of the year and all the choices, kind of converting your old habits into new ones? So the way to apply your awareness practice is to get your word of the year up on the fridge, write it on the mirror, put it on your computer screen, desktop background, put it on your phone lock screen. So every time you unlock your phone, you have your word of the year reminder. And just ask yourself, am I living my word, or do I need to refocus? And then we'll talk about that next time. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to talk about. And then what we can do is, in the meantime, if you need some more specific ways that you can apply these things or break your outcomes down, just reach out to me, and I'm happy to help and support you in that. Okay?
Thanks, Kirsty. That was great.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you guys got on with me. This was super fun, and I cannot wait to hear how your life has changed because of your word.
Because of our little bubbles.
That was a cute puppy.
Oh, yeah, that's G. Thank you so much. You know what? I feel my life is like already getting better. No joke, because I wanted to really start working on my planner and doing everything for 2018. So thank you for kick-starting that.
You're so welcome. I love that feeling of just this new momentum and excitement and going into the new year. And
Yeah.
I used to do it before the new year started. So
Yeah.
thank you, because now that I have babies, I don't know how to sometimes take time for myself.
I know that's hard, but now you have new strategies, new ways to do that.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, how is that for each of you? For everyone else? Julie says good. Good.
Yeah, good.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right, ladies, have an awesome night.
Thank you. You
You're
too.
welcome.
This is great.